Hey guys, welcome back to Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins. And speaking of the golden coins, we've got half of them now.
Oh, good, you can do math. I'm surprised, you know?
Well, I got Mathman's power. How hard is this for you to understand?
Well, I don't know. I still kind of struggle with math myself at times. Oh, look at this cheerful little creature.
Welcome to Pumpkin Zone, also known as Spooky, Scary Skeleton Land.
They should just call it Boo Haunted House, yeah.
This kind of looks like what some of the Wario Land games would be like.
Yeah, I'm really kind of getting that Wario Land vibe from this. I suppose that explains why the next game was like, man, Pumpkin Zone, that was our most popular zone. We need more of that, we need more Wario all the time.
I think I actually got stuck in like Wario Land 4, on I think it was like the horror level, and I had no idea how to open up new levels, so I was probably stuck, put it down, never played it again.
And the thing about the Wario Land games, we haven't mentioned this yet, I think, is that I believe this started in the second game. Don't quote me on this. I know this was true in the third game, but at least in one or two of the games, you're invincible, actually. And the whole point of each level is to get hit by certain, attacks or get certain power-ups and basically puzzle your way to the end of each level, which I thought was an interesting change of pace for the usual Mario stuff.
Yeah, just like platformers in general, really, because it's like you get hit a number of times, maybe even once, and that's it, you're dead. But Wario, he don't give a shit. He's getting that treasure whether you like it or not.
And also, another thing I want to mention really fast about Wario is that I am still to this day annoyed that Wario in Smash does not have his charge muscle move. Like, instead they gave him that shitty bike. Like, I was playing Project M Wario, and he's super fun because he has that fucking dash move. Like, why can't they give that to him? That makes no sense.
Yeah, they just seem to, like, go with the WarioWare incarnation for some reason.
Well, I mean, I know that's, what he's most known for these days, and that's fine. Like, I don't mind the rest of that shit, but he's missing his iconic move. Like, there's no excuse for that, I think.
Okay, I think we've bitched about Wario enough. Don't think we didn't see that chibi Dracula back there, by the way, and it put me in mind of your playthrough of Kid Dracula, by the way.
Yeah, I've been thinking about kind of going back to that and maybe doing a con for that down the line. I don't know, nothing's promised yet, we'll see.
Never one for commitment is the Hell Dragon.
Well, things do change. I am a very, very busy guy.
With many, many responsibilities.
Hey, you don't know the half of it.
So, any particular memories of this zone, mate?
One thing I don't like about this zone is that this music, I'd have to say this music in the game is probably my least favorite. It's this really shitty, beepy kind of spooky tune. Like, it just sounds like crap, in all honesty.
Well, I think the problem you have there is you're listening to the notes that are there, and not the empty space between the notes. That's what gives it a true ominous feel.
Oh, so you're telling me I'm listening to a song wrong by listening to the song instead of the parts that are not the song. Is that actually what you just said?
Well, a lot more, like, succinctly, but yes.
Oh my god, Tom.
I love trolling you because it's so fucking easy.
Are you sure you're trolling me? Because I wonder sometimes.
I would argue that this is probably one of the harder, like, zones in the game. I did say there's, like, no difficulty curve. Some individual levels are harder than the others. Maybe it's just a coincidence that a lot of the harder levels in the game can be found in Pumpkin Zone.
Yeah, and this zone also continues the tradition that we saw in the first game of kind of bringing in a lot of real-world elements that don't always fit. Like, it has the boos, obviously. That's iconic. But other than that, sometimes it really does feel like the zones don't fit a Mario environment. I don't know.
Well, I don't think the land games are all that canon, personally.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I don't know. Well, it has to be canon to a degree, because, like, the stuff where he went to Sarasaland and he rescued Daisy, that happened. Like, that's why Daisy is now part of the stuff, and all she's allowed to do is go-kart with them, because God forbid she gets another fucking game. No, fuck it, I'm done.
We're just gonna put this exit in this random stack of blocks.
Alright, now I gotta go back to Boo.
Blair. Blair.
It also looked like,
Sorry.
It also looked like from the overworld, like you were venturing inside of a Polly Pocket. Like, you know those, right? They were just like these little play sets that open up.
Hey, I had Mighty Maxes, okay.
You know, I never knew that Mighty Max was actually the male version of Polly Pocket until after I had seen the cartoon.
Until after I had gotten a Polly Pocket.
I was like, oh fuck, I got the wrong one, I think. But I mean, like, they put that on TV, I'm like, oh, well, this is pretty good. And this was before I realized, obviously, a cartoon needs shit to sell. Mm-hmm. Then I found out my friend had a Mighty Max thing, I'm like, wait a minute, this exists? What?
Boos operate in the same capacity as basically every single Mario game. They're complete pussies when you look at them, but when you're not looking, ooh.
What's annoying is that after you beat this world, you have to beat it again to get the true ending, because it turns out it was an illusion by Satan.
It's not Ghosts and Goblins land, mate.
Well, I'm glad you pointed out that joke, because first I thought I would have to explain it to you.
I'm not that dumb, come on.
What were those monsters back there, like the one-eyed things? Like, I'm trying to remember what they stole from American horror and what they used for Japanese horror.
Well, let me make it quick. The Boos and the Chibi Vampire, Western. The whole, like, umbrella and, like, one-eyed Cyclops zombies thing, Japanese, most likely.
Okay, there we go.
I am settling.
I'm okay with this. It's okay, I'm fine.
Alright, creepy chapel time. Lovely.
This reminds me of, and I think this is the only time in the game that this plays, this particular song, I think.
Thank God for that. I don't do well with unsettling tracks.
I don't do well with unsettling games in general. Like, I've had people ask me, well, do you play this horror game? And I'm like, fuck no, I'm not playing this horror game. What, are you nuts?
Very weird version of the disappearing block mechanic. The blocks are still there, they're just invisible.
I can kind of look at this level and just imagine going through it with a whip and bitchin' music.
Yeah, I know, Helldragon. I know you love Simon Belmont and Castlevania. We'll get back to that series, don't you worry.
Well, hopefully, when this goes up on YouTube, hopefully the E3 that will have come and gone will have revealed him as more DLC. It's probably not gonna fucking happen, to be honest, what happened with Konami, but a boy can dream.
Mate, the only reason you got Snake in Brawl was because Kojima begged for him to be put in there. Kojima's not with Konami anymore. They only care about their casino businesses and shit. You know, the pinball games, the arcade games, etc.
Pachinko, yeah. And of course, you know, now they're restructured everything to focus on mobile, because that sounds like short-term panic to me, in all honesty, so...
This whole, like, going outside into a cluster of trees just reminds me of the whole, I think it was the Forbidden Woods area of Super Mario World, where you had to find the right exit or you just loop endlessly.
Or, you know, like in other Nintendo games, like the Lost Woods from Zelda in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those are the Nintendo games I know. Like, you bring up the Mario platformers, I'm like, what? Like, this is the only one I kinda know the most about. Like, I haven't even gone back to visit Super Mario 64, like I said. I suppose I really should. I mean, especially with, you know, Galaxy and the like. Because I did play a little of Galaxy, and honestly, I did enjoy it. But like I said, you know, I wasn't a huge fan of how slippery he felt sometimes. Well, you didn't get your permission slip to go on to the next level, so you'll have to find it.
Speedrun time. Goomba Ghosts. What's up with that? You never see him ever again.
Yeah, that's just kind of weird. I would think that, like, I would think that, like, in the Mario universe, like, anything that dies and kind of has a reason to stick around would become a boo no matter what, so...
Yeah.
Oh, alright there, buddy. You know, they don't look like ghosts, though. They look like something else.
I'm not even going to ask what. Moving on.
You probably should not engage with that remark, yeah.
I probably should engage with you on certain days, you gigantic sourpuss.
Oh, well, I try to remain positive.
We'll get you a hashtag, don't you worry.
I do like the, like, even though I'm not a huge fan of the music, I don't even know why I said it was good in the first part, because I'm turned out to hate most of it. But, I do like the background. I love the lights coming in, you know, from presumably the moonlight. It is a nice effect. Well, good thing they have a claw machine in the back of this haunted house.
Again, they don't make it thematically appropriate. 0 out of 10. -10 out of 10.
I'm settling.
Alright, spooky, spooky boss time. Let's do this.
Yeah, you have to wonder where the boss of the area is when the last, level in the world is a giant skull. Are they just embarrassed all the time? Like, did anybody ever explain why Boo's, somebody looks at them and they're like, oh no, don't look at me.
I want to say, and this is just me going with my gigantic gut instinct here, maybe it's something to do with Japanese folklore, like, I don't know, ghosts being bashful or something. I've honestly never bothered to look it up.
I've always assumed that they're just embarrassed about their makeup. No, don't look, I put it on wrong.
Be careful, if you fall down into the gaps, like where the pipes are, you won't be able to get out without going down the pipes and coming up from the correct one, because hidden blocks are there.
I believe... Yes, this is the boss. I wonder if it is the boss, I can't tell with that tune. I missed an opportunity for this to be Kamek, but oh well. They don't even explain where most of these guys come from. Like, we knew about Tatanga, but other than that, like, Rat Monster, Witch Lady.
Well, you know, Wario hypnotized the entire populace. Maybe this witch was good to begin with, living here in a black magic casting, like, devil-worshipping abode. The only thing you gotta look out for there is when she casts a spell on the cauldron and it can shoot you up into the spikes. Other than that, pretty gosh darn simple, even without a fire flower to ease things up.
And based on where that coin came out from, I always assumed, like, the middle cauldron, it was using the coin itself as a lid. That's why it disappears. Alright, so what's next? Oh, next is Mario Zone, okay.
Egotopolis.
Yeah, like, this was definitely not here when he originally bought this island.
So does that mean Wario built it?
You know, that would sort of make sense. Like, I mean, considering how much of a history they've had together, like, some sort of weird homage to his arch nemesis.
Yeah, you know, I hate him, but gosh darn it, I respect him. Or the alternative is, I'm going to save on shipping costs by simply creating a gigantic Mario robot and then painting it like yellow and purple.
That would actually be a really good idea, because there are probably manufacturers who would make Mario robots, but nobody wants to make a Wario robot, you know that?
I think this is one of the levels that really, like, stuck out in my mind as being, like, really cool when I was a kid. And it's one that sticks out in my memory, even to this day. And, I have fond memories of playing this via the Super Game Boy. Again, I would have tried to emulate that, like I nearly did with Super Mario Land, but for some reason the emulator wouldn't take it, so, eh.
Yeah, it's too bad. I never really had a... Yes,
I didn't... You've already used that, that memory, mate. You can't use it a second time.
Alright, I just gotta think of a new memory then, I suppose. Let's make memories together.
Oh, jeez.
Although I do have to agree, like, like I've said before, and I will say this again, I don't care. This particular zone has really stood out for me, with the test of time. It's the one I remember the most aptly.
Here's a question for you. What's the zone you remember the least, which is the least memorable zone of the game?
I'd have to say Turtle Zone, I think. Because, like, with Turtle Zone, I don't even remember shit about it, to be honest.
That's a good point. Is it because, like, it was in the lower right-hand corner of the map and you usually go around in a clockwise formation?
I think that was the one I tend to tackle last, yeah, so that's probably what happened. Are we inside, like, a giant fizzy bottle of Coke? I mean, what is all this?
It's just like fluff Wario put in the robot, I guess.
After a while, Wario just gets really tired of making levels. Fucking ball level, there's, Goombas there, put some spice, I don't know, leave me alone, my stories are on.
There's like something out of goddamn James Pond 2 or something.
No, just make whatever, I suppose, get assets. There's a bear.
Another gimmick taken shamelessly from the first Super Mario Land, rolling on balls, rocks in the previous game.
Strangely enough, the beach ball does not pop when it rolls over spikes. Maybe it's rolling to the side of the spikes, I guess?
That's a 2D perspective for you, I guess.
Yeah, that wouldn't even make any sense if you were to fall on the spikes, but you would fall on the spikes to, like, the left, but everybody else can pass them on the right.
Oh, I'm so glad we do commentary together.
Yeah, we learned so much, I suppose. Not gonna settle this time, no. I still don't know what the fuck those things are, these things right here that shoot cannonballs. What are they?
They're pigs, can't you tell by their curly tails?
Well, no, because when I look at them, I look at their giant mouth that shoots cannonballs, which most pigs are not inclined to have, last time I checked.
Well, you know, Mario was away for a fair amount of time. Who knows what shenanigans Wario got up to besides just simple hypnosis?
Yeah, I bet the pigs got into some crazy shit. Oh man, I shoot cannonballs now. Alright, let's fry some rats.
They were moving so fast I had to follow their chi.
Oh, here we go. Oh no, okay. Well, I thought you were gonna settle again.
Same as before.
We're just giving, like, Mario an autopsy here in the meantime.
I want to point out, we were on his belly in the last one, now. Where is crotch? Like, you could barely see the eyes on the bullet bills in the previous game. Here, the definition, much more scary and real.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, a huge improvement.
This beat is funky fresh.
I suppose. It's that same song we've heard multiple times.
You've got no musical imagination, mate. You're such a milky toast kind of guy.
You know, I was going to respond to that, but then you completely messed up that word, so it looks like I don't have to make fun of you anymore.
I win. Didn't even have to throw out any ad hominems either.
Well, don't worry. I get Grant Kirkhope to do all my music anyway, so... I wonder if anybody will ever kickstart, like, another classic Game Boy-esque platformer. I suppose that bitch will show up on Steam anyway, so...
I want a real Mario Land 3. None of this, like, where Wario takes over and it's the Mario Land game in name only. No, a proper one, thank you. 12 golden coins.
Yeah, because Wario has to do everything bigger and better. There's more worlds, there's more coins, there's more shit to do. Like, I can't have the castle, I'll just take his game series instead. Wait.
Fear the platforming challenge.
Oh no, you're gonna pass the other one. Strangely enough, the Koopas in this game do not explode like they did last time. They have more traditional buzzy beetles that explode.
Yeah, I was going to say. So they've kept a few of the things from the original Land game in here, just giving them a new lick of paint.
I have to say, though, I do like the idea of the Land games. Like, I love these cool little platformers that you could basically carry in your pocket. That was the truth for a lot of Game Boy games, really. Just the novelty of having a little kind of NES in your pocket was pretty great for the time.
I don't think I've had a chance to bring this up yet, but according to Mario Wikia, this game uses a variation or an enhanced version of the Super Mario Bros. 3 game engine, opposed to Mario Land, which was a variation of the Super Mario Bros. Game engine.
Well, that would explain why the graphics look so crappy in the first game. Like, here I can definitely see the Super Mario Bros. 3 influence.
Again, I don't know how true that is. I don't know where Mario Wikia gets its sources from, but a lot of the trivia was taken from there as well, so if it's wrong, blame them.
Man, I bet Mario is just hating stepping on these Legos over and over. Ow, fuck, damn it.
Yeah, I know everyone brings that up as like, oh, I stepped on a Lego and it was like the worst experience of my life, but that ain't fucking fun, alright? It really hurts.
Yeah, don't experiment after this, alright, guys?
I was just about to as well.
At least someone has gratefully used all of the pieces from their Lego set, because usually I know people who just tend to take the most of what they can get and leave out the other shit, but no, this guy used it all.
The boss is getting, like, really twitchy. Just throw everything at him now.
Use all of the Legos, damn it.
It's the Three Little Pigs. Right, each of these little porkers uses a different battle strategy. The one from the straw house just rolls at you and, like, throws fallacies your way, like left, right, and centre. Just hit him a few times and he's dead. Then the one from... That's wood, isn't it?
Yeah, that's wood, but it kind of looks like metal, what with the color palette.
I was going to say. And then you finally have the pig from the traditional house.
Yeah, that good old brick house. Oh, I feel so good because I live in a brick house.
House, yeah, thank you. See, I'm not as much as a musical pleb as you would usually deem me to be.
Well, usually I tend to be right, so...
Golden coin 5 get.
Cannot wait to spend these at Chuck E. Cheese. It'll be great.
I love the sound of me winning. See you next time for the finale.